So, Kristi, as I'm channeling, I can turn the camera on if my, hold on, scenes go up, camera, show, and then it's right here. You see that, guys? Everybody see it? This is what I've written down. So it might be a little blurry, but who knows? So Kristi, we are talking to Bruce. He tells me a couple of things here. One, he tells me that whatever this is it takes whatever he passed from, it takes him down in distinct steps. Like he shows me the pretending to walk down a basement into the basement stairs, but they're non-existent. It's my sign symbol for there were steps of deterioration. And there's times where it could be like one thing takes him down 3 different times, but it's almost like a new thing takes him down every time. Hi, Kristi. So I'm talking to Kristi in the comment section. Like I said, if this resonates with anybody else, you are more than welcome to take it as a message for yourself. Okay, so, and if you get filtered, Kristi, you can reply to Kayla Rashawn's comment as well. I think we're all caught up. Okay, so here we go. He tells me, what the heck he wrote funny. I was like, what is this squiggly bliggly here? So he tells me he's like a father figure, passes medically, goes down in distinct steps, says thank you. This is typically what people who are being taken care of in some way toward the end leave behind. So someone may have been taking care of this person. He tells me he has a very upbeat personality. He just is kind of very lighthearted in things, and I think that makes every situation better. And he also tells me that we may have a shirt or something he wore in honor of his memory. But he keeps telling me, like, there's so much you do, he says. And then he says you see him in the dreams. You've had dreams of him since he's ended up passing. Let me know if this resonates, what resonates. Take your time. Hopefully you don't get filtered. You may have to be vague when we're talking about how people pass, but just do your best to let us know if we're on the right track. And then, of course, we can just continue to continue. That's my favorite part. Continuing to continue. He is my dad, and he is such a funny guy. He's always the jokester everywhere, and he had a nickname for everybody. Oh my goodness, I love that. So, and how did he end up passing? And so we confirmed he's the father figure. So he either says you have his ashes, or we made something in honor of his ashes, or you put something together. Or we put something together in honor of his memory. And he just keeps saying thank you for this too. It's like emphasis on it. He went to feed the cattle before church. He like set the full pails of corn down and grabbed the fence. Oh my God. And then he says, and then it all went downhill from there. And my mom found him slumped over the fence. And he goes, it was not my first one. And so I think this is like heart attack material. And he says it's not his first one. And he goes, and I was always, you could just have a conversation with me, Kato. And I just could tell I had high blood pressure probably. And you could tell it in the way that he breathes. Ooh, heart attack on Easter morning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, a heart attack on Easter morning when he went to go feed the cattle before church. He was carrying heavy buckets and he went down. He said, he goes, yeah, that's me. And he talks about it being like 11:11, elements of nature. He's like, nature is my favorite. And then and as ways that he communicates coincidentally, through coincidences to you. Okay. And then he says you've had dreams of him since he ends up passing. And that's just one of the ways as well that he chooses to communicate with you. Hold on, Baze. I'll tell you in a minute. I promise. Wow. And then again with the ashes, there's like ashes, or I doubt there'll be, don't necessarily know if there'll be a tattoo, but there's something like that we can wear in honor of his memory, whether it's shirt or ashes, necklace, or tattoo in honor of his memory. So that's what he's talking about for that. And then he says that you feel like you didn't get a chance to say goodbye, and he goes, he still talks about the way that, at least we were trying to take care of him. Oh, you really need to do that. Oh, you really need to do that. Or you need to drink more water. And he's just like, and then I just didn't want to. And then it was just, I'm happy with the way I was living my life. His writing, I was like trying to figure out exactly what it was. I'm like, And you have his writing. I love that. Is that in tattoo form? Super cute. Super, super, super cute. Tattoo and on a necklace. Oh! And then again, he says, thank you for what you're doing in honor of his memory. That is so cool. Tattoo and on a necklace. I love it. He drew the necklace, said ashes, the clothes, the tattoo. You have his fingerprint on a necklace now. That is amazing. He is making my nose itch so bad. Woo! Whew. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so happy to be giving you a reading. Make sure you're following me.